Ever found yourself making decisions that, at first glance, seem irrational? Welcome to the intriguing world of being rationally irrational. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating interplay between human behavior, economics, and cognitive biases. Why do we sometimes make choices that defy traditional economic logic? Stick around as we unravel the mystery behind our seemingly irrational decisions and discover how understanding these quirks can empower us to make smarter choices in our daily lives. Let's dive in. The concept of being rationally irrational often arises in the context of behavioral economics and decision-making. Individuals occasionally make decisions that may appear irrational from a conventional economic standpoint. However, within the structure of their reference frames, these decisions are rational due to cognitive biases. It is imperative to acknowledge that cognitive biases, although capable of leading to errors in judgment, should not be inherently perceived as flaws in the human mind. Instead, these biases often signify efficient and adaptive strategies that have evolved to facilitate human navigation of their environment. Nevertheless, an awareness of these biases is paramount for fostering more informed and rational decision-making in the complexities of modern societies. Here are a few ways people can be considered rationally irrational.
Attentional bias, aka skewed focus. Attentional bias is a cognitive bias that involves the selective focus of attention on certain stimuli or aspects of information, often at the expense of other stimuli. This bias can lead individuals to concentrate on specific details, events, or elements of their environment while neglecting others. Attentional bias is crucial in shaping perception, decision-making, and behavior. Evolutionary example. In ancestral environments, rapid and accurate threat detection was essential for survival. Individuals adept at quickly identifying and responding to potential dangers were likelier to avoid harm and pass on their genes. Example scenario. Imagine early humans in a natural environment. An attentional bias towards stimuli associated with potential threats, such as the sound of a rustling bush or the movement of a predator, would have provided an adaptive advantage by allowing individuals to react swiftly to situations that could pose a danger. Adaptive advantage. Attentional bias toward potential threats was adaptive as it helped ensure the survival of individuals and their communities. This bias allowed for allocating attentional resources to information crucial for immediate decision-making in the face of potential risks. Application to trading. In the trading context, attentional bias can influence decision-making by directing traders' focus towards specific market information or cues, potentially overlooking other relevant factors. Example scenario. A trader who experienced a recent significant gain or loss in the market might develop an attentional bias toward information that confirms their existing beliefs about market trends. They may excessively focus on data that supports their viewpoint, such as news articles or analyses that align with their expectations, while neglecting contradictory information. Impact on trading. Attentional bias in trading can lead to suboptimal decisions, as traders may fail to consider a comprehensive set of information or may be slow to react to changing market conditions. To mitigate attentional bias, traders should consciously diversify their sources of information, actively seek out different perspectives, and remain vigilant about the potential limitations of their selective focus. Developing awareness of attentional biases and implementing strategies to broaden attentional focus can contribute to more well-informed and balanced trading decisions. Recency bias, aka hyperattention on the recent. Recency bias is the tendency of individuals to give greater importance to more recent events or information when making decisions. This cognitive bias can be influenced by evolutionary factors that favor the prioritization of recent experiences for adaptive purposes. Here is an example of recency bias with an evolutionary perspective. Evolutionary example. In ancestral environments, humans had to forage for food to survive constantly. The availability of food sources could vary based on seasons, weather conditions, and the migration patterns of animals. Individuals may have developed a bias toward recent experiences related to successful foraging to maximize their chances of finding food. Example scenario. Imagine a group of early humans who had successfully found ripe fruit near a particular riverbank during the previous few days. Due to recency bias, group members might become more focused on returning to that same riverbank, even if it had been a transient food source. Adaptive advantage. This recency bias could have been adaptive in the context of foraging because returning to a recently successful location might increase the likelihood of finding food again. It would save time and energy compared to exploring entirely new areas. However, this bias could also have drawbacks if the environment changed and the availability of food sources shifted. Application to trading. Recency bias can manifest in the context of trading when investors or traders overly rely on recent market trends or performance to make investment decisions. For example, suppose a particular stock has experienced recent success. In that case, individuals might be more inclined to invest in it based on the recent positive performance, even if other factors suggest a need for caution. While this bias may have provided advantages in ancestral environments, it can lead to suboptimal decision-making in today's complex and dynamic financial markets. Investors and traders need to be aware of recency bias and actively work to consider a broader range of information and historical trends to make more informed decisions.